Hello, Priscilla Tracarico coming into you live. Welcome in, lovely. It is so good to see you here. If you are new to my world, make sure you give me a love heart or say hello, because I just love welcoming people into my community. If you watch me a fair bit, then make sure you say hello. It's always nice to know that you are here. So it looks like I'm live, it looks like I'm here and I'm present. And I just wanted to jump in today to share some things with you about the social media platforms and how we feel about them as women that work through social media, through these platforms with our clients to connect with our clients. And I was having a conversation with my sister yesterday. And she's also a coach and mentor in the social media space. And we were talking to each other about how it feels to show up on social media, how it feels to share our magic, our gifts, the things that we do, our genius, and how different it was for me in particular, having a bricks and mortar practice for over 15 years. I'm not even sure how many years, but it was a long time that I had a bricks and mortar practice, and how that felt energetically compared to how it feels to show up on social media. And these two experiences, I'm just going to go through these things with you in my live today. And as always, if there is something you'd love to tap into within yourself, within your own energy, for your business, for your life, for yourself, for your heart, your mission, then I'm going to share with you how to go deeper with me at the end of the session, so stick around. So I just wanted to preface this work, what I want to share with you today, with what I experienced last week. And last week for me was a polarizing experience. There were so many things happening. We've just had a really lovely summer break. I've had my children at home with me for school holidays, and they've had a month and a half off or something like that. And it's been such beautiful weather. We've done so many things together. We've had to experience such beautiful memories together. But then last week they went back to school, and they've started at different schools. Both started a new school and at different ends of the town. And so logistically there were so many things to bring together. There was making sure they had the right books, the right uniform, taking them to the right place in the school, and oh my gosh, there's so many things. And somehow I think the energy of them going back to school, every time there's something that comes together, and it was just one of those weeks where you trip on something and then it's it happens in threes, or there's sort of things that happen, and it's just it was such a full-on week. Our water tank drained and we had to go and clean it out. So I'm physically in the water tank, stripped down in shorts and a tank top, and physical work that I haven't done for such a long time, because it was we needed to get it clean before the next rain. And I was exhausted physically, I was exhausted mentally, and there was just all these things that happened one after the other. And this is what happens in our lives. It's this duality of the things that hold us in our human form. It's no matter how beautiful we have the picture of what we want to do with our relationships with our families, with our relationships with our clients, with our relationships with our partner, with our parents, with our brothers and sisters, but then the reality of it sometimes doesn't shape out how we expected it to. And it's these unexpected events, it's these things that come in that trip us up. Let me know in the chat if you've had this experience. And often over the holidays, it's something we have these heightened kind of expectations, these heightened, it's the expectations. And we want it to be perfect, we want it to be beautiful, we care so much. And then when something comes around where we trip up, something comes around where it's unexpected, something comes around when it's it didn't turn out as beautifully as we wanted it to, and in fact maybe it's turned out really bad. There's something that happens that's how the heck did that happen? Why did that happen? And it's like, I've had that experience last week, and I was pulled into this pattern, pulled into this kind of, the way that I think about it is like these orbs of emotions that kind of like pull together, and we compound the things that hurt us. We compound the sore wound. It's like putting salt into a wound, but the individual hurts pull together. And it's like the ouches kind of like gravitate towards each other. And when you trip, the ouch of the tripping, whatever it is that tripped you up, whether it's a fight with a loved one, whether it's someone over the internet judging you or saying something about you or your programs or how you look, how you talk, how you move your mouth, who knows? We get all sorts of things. And it's like, no matter where the initial trip up is, whether it's someone in your family or someone that you love, that the connection somehow shifted, the connection somehow polarized, and then you like hurt each other. No matter where the initial trip up happens, when that trips itself, when it triggers itself, when it flares itself, when it excites itself, it's a magnet, and it pulls all the past experiences where you had something similar happen. And it's like, it was really quite an experience to live this last week, because I help my clients with this stuff. I support my clients with these things. But last week, I full on got a chance to live it myself quite vividly. And when we do this work, we do it so that we can support ourselves and our clients. And the shifts that I noticed between myself now and myself a decade ago, let's say, like myself a decade ago, it would have taken me days, weeks to get over something like this. Perhaps I would have dwelled on it so much. Perhaps I would have let that pull me down into something that it would have shifted my reality right out. Like the way that these past experiences, these imprints in our bodies can come in and like shape our lives. Like we really pull into these. We have the opportunity to pull into these things because they take over our body, really. I mean, that's what I experienced. I experienced it taking over my body. And it's like the rage, the frustration, the feeling misunderstood. And it's kind of like this experience of wanting to change it. It's like, why did it have to happen this way? Why did they have to misunderstand me? Why didn't they understand? And like when that starts off the process, and then it dwells into the thoughts of, well, maybe I am not like worthy of this. Maybe I am a failure. Maybe I am like, it doesn't have to be failure. That's kind of like an exaggeration, right? I mean, those of us that have done this work, it's like, it's smaller than that, but it still feels big. It still feels like there's something that we've tripped up on, or something that we've done wrong, or something that we've like misjudged or should have done, or like could have done but didn't. And it's like all of these things, the things that it's really the things that we regret, or the things that we wish didn't happen. And it's like they pull together and gravitate together in the body. And I want to share with you how that got processed, how that shifted, how those imprints digested within my body. And it's like, if I compare the experience to 10 years ago, it's like I was able to stop time almost and look outside of myself. It's not that I didn't get angry. I did. It's not that I didn't think things that pulled me back into like the hurt of past experiences. I did. But when I did, I was able to notice it very quickly. When I did, I was able to shift it within my body physically so that it didn't push down my love for my life, so that it didn't push down my love for my work, for my passion, for my capacity to come back and share it with you, for my capacity to show up in front of my community, my family, my loved ones. And I think this is such a big key, as like, we don't want to have to put out the fire all the time. We don't want to like have something bad happen in our business or our love lives or our connection with our families, and then spend like days trying to put out the fire or fix it. When we're able to shift something within ourselves, when we're able to tap into the power and strength within ourselves, then when unexpected events come up, we're ready. It's like an insurance policy on ourselves. When we work on ourselves, when we do the work in advance, then we're ready for things when they happen. We don't just go at it from the back foot. We don't just go, okay, something bad has happened. I've got to hustle to heal. I've got to hustle to shift this. This is really hard. My business is in a plateau. I've got to hustle to shift it. You know, it's like these experiences when they pop up. I've got like this, one of the things that we talked about with my sister was this feeling of how it is to show up on social media. Like the feelings we get in our body, whether we have like a pain that comes up, whether we have like a fear, whether we have a holding back, whether we have a procrastination or like a hurt in wanting to show up because of what's happened in the past. Whether we worry we're too much, it's like we're too flamboyant, or we're too, I don't know, that we're going to hurt someone because the past version of us was too much. We've had people tell us that, you know, who we are is too much. And these experiences on social media, this connection on social media is a lot to sort of like bring together with our general day-to-day experiences and imprints that come up in the body. And so I want to share with you how important it is to do this work so that you're ready for yourself, for your business, for your future. Because when you notice yourself holding back because you're worried, or you don't want to have someone judge you, or you don't want to have someone hurt you, it's like this pulling back because you're caging yourself, because you're protecting yourself. Or the other option is you're getting out there, you're showing yourself on social media, but you're exhausted. Like the thought of it, you always have to push yourself each time. You have to like force yourself to do it. And after you do, or after you post, after you do a live, after you do a session with your clients, it's like, it feels like it's exhausting. It feels like it's so much. And you know where you want your business to be. You know how big your mission is, and you keep feeling disappointed. You keep feeling like this dissatisfaction because you're so like tired from what you're doing it already that you can't imagine how it would be like if it was more. And so you stay in the comfortable because you can cope with it. You stay in the comfortable because it's a way to get you through. And I know a lot of my clients from the past, they stay where they are because they've tried so many things. They've tried so many healing modalities that get them to feel better because they're getting to know themselves. They get them to feel better because they find out more and more about themselves. It's kind of like I've been in so many programs where we peel back the layers of the onion and we start to like get to know ourselves more and more. But the thing I found with all of the programs that I've done in the past is that it's very easy to pull into finding things about yourself that are the reason that you hold back. The reason that you feel a feeling in your body somewhere, a hurt in your body somewhere. It's like you can identify the location of where it is. You can explain why you've got it from past experiences. And you can feel good because you're learning something about yourself. But what I found in a lot of these practices is that you end up going into these rabbit holes about yourself, but yet your business is still at the same place it was before, or it's like only a little bit more. It's like you still, even though you know more about yourself, even though you've worked on yourself, even though you have become more, like you understand more, you become more embodied in yourself, but there's still a piece where it's like it doesn't align together. It's like the vibration of where you want to be in your business, in your mission is here, and it's vibrating here. And that your awareness of who you are and where you are has become so clear and so bright that you can see that you're not where you're meant to be and that you're not in vibration alignment with that. And you're not sure if it's better that you know and that you're conscious and you're aware of it, or whether it was better before you knew. It's like sometimes seeing the misalignment can be a celebration, and other times seeing the misalignment can be a disappointment. And it's like, how do we feel these things in the body, know these things in the body, be aware of these things in the body, and shift them at the same time? And what I found was that it can't be just one facet that we tap into when we do these things. A lot of modalities work with either energetics, they work with somatics, or they work with recoding things. And when we're doing these facets, we're working on energetics, or we're working on the mindset, or we're working on the body, we're working on the soul, and it's like we ascend in one section. Like, for example, we ascend in how our soul perceives our mission, how our soul perceives God, how our soul perceives the world, the universe, and we become one with love, we become one with ourselves, we become one with light and love and truth. But then in our body and in our mind, we still have things circling. We still have imprints. We still have overthinking. And even though we tap into this beautiful, exotic, luscious ascension, we are held in this physical state when unexpected things come up, like what I had last week, that I was really opening that context for you to bring together here now. And it's like we don't want to have one part of us lead edge so far that the rest of us is left trying to chase behind. And so what I want to come in and really like hit home for you and share this is that the connection of our soul, our mind and our body together is what will bring us home. It'll bring us home with our health. It'll bring us home with our wealth. It'll bring us home with our business and our mission and what we're here for. And I know it's cliche, this whole mind, body, soul. But there is no other way. When we bring in those three things together, when we're able to integrate and bring like a harmonic thread that ties them together, that allows us to be grounded in our body, in our mind, and ascended in our soul. And the three are all intertwined in this beautiful connection that allows us to thrive, that allows us to step into what we came here to do, but in a way where we feel good within ourselves, in a way where we can connect to other people on social media and use the social media platform for our benefit, for our clients' benefit, for what we came here to share, our genius, our magic. And when we're able to intertwine and integrate these threads together, we don't have to fear bad energies. We don't have to fear going into bad experiences. We don't have to fear this magnetizing of past experiences that literally clutches together and pulls us out of our soul's knowing, even if it's for an hour, even if it's for a day, even if it's for a week. When we're able to intertwine these things so that the connection remains, so that even when we're sad, even when we're angry, even when we're in grief, we can stay intertwined with ourselves and not lose ourselves, so that we're able to remain who we are in the emotional states of duality as a human. Because most of the dissatisfaction and disappointment and pain comes from the times when we lose ourselves and we're in an emotional state. It's not the emotions themselves, it's the compounding of the imprints in our body that causes it to kind of like orbit us out of who we are. And that is what pulls us into states where we're like, we feel uncomfortable jumping on social media, we get a pain or we get some sort of bodily symptom when we jump into social media, or when we think about jumping onto social media, when we think about posting, when we think about growing our business to what it's meant to be, and we hold ourselves back because something isn't aligned, something isn't meshing, something, the flavor of it doesn't feel right, the flavor of it doesn't quite sit where we want it to sit, and our body knows. And yes, you could push through it. I did. The younger version of me used to push through things. I was like a master of mindset. I really tapped into my soul's knowing, tapped into the things I love and that I desire, and then I shifted my mind to be able to flip things, to be able to follow things that I desired. I was like a honing beacon for the things that I desired. You know, like I could sniff out the things that I desired, and I had such strong will to follow it through. But the thing I noticed is that I was leaving my body behind, because the moment that you look fear in the face and you ignore it, you also ignore things from your body that are important. Because it's like you shut off a switch of things when your body's telling you, oh, don't, like, you know, your body tells you fears of things that it thinks might hurt you. And when you can get your mind so strong, you can shut out the fears. And it's like, I look fear in the face and laugh at it, right? It's like that kind of energy, that kind of vibe. But what I didn't realize was that that energy means that you're shutting out signals from your body. It's kind of like you're putting up a thing to your body and saying, I don't want to know if you have a fear. I don't want to know if you have a worry. I don't want to know if you have something that you're not happy with, because I've got these desires, I've got these dreams, and I'm doing it, right? It's kind of that kind of attitude. And I don't know, it was like, this is what you do when you're really excited about something, or you're wanting to go for something, and your body comes up with fears, and you're like, you know, F off. I don't want to hear those fears. I'm doing this shit. But then there are some things that our body is telling us that's useful. And if we get used to talk to the hand kind of like energy with our body, because we're trying to chase away the fears and step into success and step into our soul's mission, we will be successful. If we keep going on it and keep following it, we'll follow through and we'll do it. Like I did that. I created an amazing business. I was in partnership with like a consecutive 7-figure business, and it was amazing, right? It was like this, the reason why my husband and I could get this amazing like farm, property, house that I love. There's like my dream to live here. It was through sheer hard work and determination of like pushing away my fears. Hard work, I mean like it was easy, but it was like there were things that were like I had to get myself to do things that I didn't want to do. It was like, pushing through my fears, things that didn't feel good. And in the process, I lost some connection with the things, the cues that my body was telling me. Because when you push away fears, you push away cues in general from your body. And it doesn't matter if you feel into it. Like if you may be someone that can feel into your emotions and let your body feel your emotions. But if you push fear away, you're also pushing away cues. And so this is what I want to be really clear to you about. It's like it depends what you want. If you want success no matter what, or whether you want success in a way that you have longevity, you have a legacy, and you have such connection in your body that you can communicate with it and look after your health for the future. Because our nervous system is the underpinnings of everything. Everything. I watch people talk about hormones. I watch people talk about how they feel, the energetic state, supplements, all sorts of things that they put on or take to help themselves feel good. But at the end of the day, those things are just adjunctive to our health. The primary source is our nervous system. If you have any symptoms in the body, take for example gut issues or hormonal changes with menopause. These things begin in the nervous system. It's not a gut issue. It's not a hormone issue. You can go and get your hormones tested. You can find like the levels of hormones in your body. You can go and have a gastroscopy or a colonoscopy, or you can have all sorts of tests with your digestive system. Whether you have like antibody tests for celiacs or all sorts of things. But at the end of the day, these things begin in the nervous system. And when we're able to shift things within our nervous system, we shift the beginnings. We shift the energetics of what causes these things to be attracted and magnetized to us. And I went through creating success and ignoring my body, causing inflammation in my body, causing all sorts of things to pop up in my body. That I didn't even realize, because as humans, we're masters in adapting. We're masters in adapting to things. So even when something comes up in the body, we cope with it and we get used to it. But I no longer stand to get used to things. I stand to create amazing capacity in my body. I stand to create amazing energetics, amazing like regeneration in my body. Because as I head closer to 50, I value these things. I value these things so much that I'm prepared to take time out to create the openness, efficiency, energy, and power in my system. I take time out of my day every day to open that up. And it feels so damn good. And I'm here to share with you the possibility. I'm here to share with you what you too can open up in yourself. You don't have to go through these huge emotional, energetic waves. Duality isn't having mood swings to the moon and back. Duality isn't having a depletion in our energy and feeling like down for weeks on end because we had an unexpected event happen. That's not duality. Duality isn't having a good day and then like clutching at the fact that things have finally turned around because things have been hard. Duality is knowing that at every moment that you're connected within yourself, that every moment, no matter what shade it is, that you get to live out your life to the fullest. And yes, there's shades, but it's shades in a very different experience. It's no longer being swished around. We went to the beach a lot over the summer break, and this one beach, the current is insane. Like, I've never seen anything like this. Let me know if you've ever seen, like, whether this is something that's standard, but I've never seen it. There were waves coming from the shore. So not only were there waves coming from the beach, there were waves coming back from the shore and from the sides as well. It was really cool, but also insane. Like, my son would catch a wave from the shore and it would intersect with a wave coming from the beach, and he'd be on the wave, and then the two would meet and he'd be airborne. And I literally shit myself when I saw him do it for the first time, because I'm like, how far out is he going to go and how high, and like, what the heck? But it was the feeling of being in the waves was like being in a washing machine, literally, because you're being pushed in all different directions. And that's what it feels like when our nervous system is not in vibrancy. But when we get to a state where we can modulate our own emotions, whether it's energetic modulation or somatic modulation, it no longer feels like we're in a washing machine when something unexpected comes along. And we can get used to being in a washing machine. I know, I did it myself. And we can make shitloads of money. We can be successful. We can help our clients in a washing machine of emotions. It's amazing what women can do in a washing machine of emotions. We can get up and we can hold our mindset. We can hold our energy and then let the washing machine happen once we get off. But I no longer conform to that now that I've experienced another way. And now that I've experienced another way, I feel like I have this mission to share it for those of you that also coach, mentor, heal, support others. Because if those of us that hold the torch can modulate our emotions, modulate our bodies, and really intertwine our bodies with our soul, with our mindset, so that we don't have this wish-wash kind of emotions come over. Yes, I know that you can accept the wish-wash of emotions and say that it's normal duality and that it's part of life. I know that this is a very strong strategy, and it is better than living a life where you have this wish-wash of emotions and you feel bad that you're broken and something's wrong with you and you need to fix yourself, right? But most of you that are in my community are beyond that stage where you have the wish-wash of emotions and you feel you're broken. Most of you, in most of your days, feel that there's hope, feel that there's faith, feel that you have a connection with your soul to such a deep level that there's a knowing inside you. And so instead of coping in a way where you accept that there's duality, and it's normal to have duality, that your duality is vibrant, that you get to hold into the groundedness, you get to hold into your nervous system connecting through to your mind and your soul, and opening up things within you, opening up a connection to yourself, so that you can jump on social media, so that you can jump on your client calls and not feel exhausted afterwards. Feel like you can open more, because that's how we get more growth in our business. Like, that's my secret. This is how I get to support my clients. Because when they're able to stand in themselves in such a way that it feels good being on social media, that it feels good connecting with their clients, then they're open for more in their business. Then they're open for more in their love lives. They're open for more in their relationships. They're open for more with their health. They're open for more to creating a family. When we get to connect into ourselves and open for more. And having an online business is different to having a bricks and mortar business. There is so much that comes with a social media presence. There is so much that, like, we can get pulled back from wanting to show up. We can get pulled back from wanting to connect, because there's just so many eyeballs, so many opinions. And often people on a keyboard can just throw their opinions without connecting to us, without knowing us and who we are. And this is a big part of why it can be hard on social media, is because of this energy, this presence. And also because social media can feel like we're back in the schoolyard. Like, we feel like we're back in social segregations and social groups, and fear of missing out, and who's more popular, who gets more clients, who looks like they're prettier, or does better photos, or speaks better, or does better branding, or can connect with more people, or has more friends, or maybe there's some coaches or mentors that look like they've got it all and they're just untouchable. And it's this kind of social interplay that can hold us back from feeling like we belong in certain circles. Or we've had certain interactions with people and they project onto us, and then it can feel like it's uncomfortable. And all these different pulls into what I described in the beginning of my live, where it's like we have a past experience, an imprint in our body, and then it gravitates to a current experience of pain, and it's like it compounds, and then it opens up within our body, and it's like this is what triggers the washing machine of emotions. But it's one thing beginning a cycle of washing machine emotions and being able to notice that it's happening, and then feel the emotions without the excessive shaking. To ground yourself so you can feel the emotions that will come through, the emotions that are meant to be processed, the emotions that we as humans will feel. Because without emotions, we have no color in our lives. And so that's why I really love the nervous system vibrancy work, because we get to feel the color of our emotions to the best of our experience. That we get to feel the emotions, whether they're positive or negative. This whole thing where we have to just be positive, I call BS on it. I don't believe in it. I believe that we get to experience the full plethora of emotions. We should be able to, because we are here for a human experience and we're meant to feel them all. It's just all this other compounding fluff that magnetizes and pulls into these inflamed experiences, these hurtful, traumatic experiences and imprints in the body that makes them explode, that pulls us out of our orbit. And so this capacity to modulate our emotions, our energetics, is such an important part of our social media presence. And I've got this download that I really want to open up a masterminding space. A space where we can get together and we can really work through these washing machine emotions that come in and pull us back from growth in our business, that pull us back from stepping into our social media presence, that pull us back from the heights that we really desire, this mission that we step into, this mission that we have received, but yet in the physical reality our body blocks us from our growth. Our body blocks us from showing up with who we are. Our body blocks us from what we know we came here to do. And so if this resonates with you, I'm creating a brand new mastermind program. So it's a group setting. It's early bird at the moment at $555. So if it's something that you would love to find out more about, make sure you DM me and I will see if you are a fit. And these energetic modulation spaces are so important to open up something within us. And then the next thread, the next piece, is the somatic modulation. And the somatic modulation is the physical manifestation of the energetic washing machine. And the two pull towards each other as well. When we have an energetic dislodgement and we have a physical dislodgement, the two wobble together. So it's important to be able to address both, because some people have both. Like some of my clients, when we do energetic modulation, that can connect through to the physical, and it shifts enough in both planes that it all comes together. But for me personally, doing both, like doing the somatic work, has been such a beautiful experience. It's like I studied all different modalities on how to shift energies. And there are so many ways you can shift energies within your body. And some of the classic ways that are known, that are really widely known, are like acupressure points or acupuncture. That like within our nervous system, within our body, there are certain points that address functions in the body. And one of my biggest missions has been to open up these orbits within ourselves to generate energy so that we don't have to stimulate these acupressure points from the outside. And this is so exciting because so many of my past experiences, I've had practitioners support me in like stimulating external acupressure points to support my healing, to support my transformation, to support my body, because I choose to stand in optimal health. Like that is my mission. That is one of my biggest missions, is like, what do we do in the body to open optimal health, optimal regeneration, optimal function? And this somatic modulation, what I've been able to do with it is open up gateways, portals in the body, so that we don't have to have external stimulation of the acupressure points, so that internally our body takes care of it itself. And this is what our bodies are meant to do, except we've forgotten, because we've adapted to it not happening, that we have to stimulate it from the outside. But the Holy Grail is when we can power it up from the inside. And when I tapped into that, it was like the heavens opened up and the angels started singing, literally connecting my soul, my mind, and my body. And this facet, the somatic modulation, when it's coupled with energetic modulation, is for those that are really interested in the peaks of their health, of themselves, and growth in their business. It's when you want it all, and you've searched for like medical and alternative modalities to open health within yourself, but you still feel like something is missing. You still feel like something, you can open more within yourself. And for decades, I've tried so many modalities, and each one has been such a beautiful learning experience. I have a one line in my human design profile, so then I love learning the foundations of things. I remember when I was at university, one of the things I said to my classmates was, I could learn for a living. Like if somebody paid me to learn, I could do it for a living. Like that would be one of my ideal jobs. And so going and experiencing, going and learning modalities has been one of the things that has opened up so much in my life. And each modality, each experience has such richness and such like there's so much ancient wisdom out there with energetics, with our body, and how we're able to create health and power and mindset and focus and creativity. But I feel like I've locked onto the Holy Grail when we can do it from the inside. This somatic modulation is something that it's for the unicorns that care about themselves and uplifting the game with their clients, that care about longevity, and they not only want to build and grow their wealth, but they want to do it in such a way that they don't sacrifice themselves, that they don't sacrifice any part of their health. In fact, they're investing in their health and longevity for the future. So this sacred health container contains both energetic and somatic modulation. There are 2 sessions a week with me, one-on-one, for 6 months. This type of work is like the deepest energetic foundational growth system that is available in these times, that connects the ancient roots with the modern neuroscience of our nervous system and what we have as human potential, what we can be in our human potential. And when we couple these together, and you do that for 6 months with me, with 2 one-on-one sessions, things are going to change, things are going to shift, things are going to open up, things are going to evolve for you that you only dreamed of. And so currently this experience with me for 6 months is $12,000. I'm going to be bringing out a Voxer special. I had one a couple of weeks ago, and I feel the urge to bring another one along, so that not only do you get 2 sessions with me a week for 6 months, there's also an opportunity for me to be in your pocket, just in case something comes up, just in case there's something that you'd like clarified over a voice note. And so if this is something that resonates, make sure you DM me and we can see if you're a fit. But for now, I bid you adieu, I bid you farewell, I bid you tschüss, auf Wiedersehen. Is that what the hell? I used to love that. If you watched that Sound of Music, how does it go? Farewell, so long, auf Wiedersehen, adieu, 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 to you and you and you. Alright, I'm going to go now. Ciao for now. See you guys.